Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this HP Envy x360 convertible model 15-CP0053CL. We're going to be using a T5 or Torx 5 and a JIS 1 screwdriver. So first we're going to remove the T5 or Torx 5 screw down here. Okay, once we've removed that screw, we're going to set it aside. You want to keep them in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern. I remove them. So I got that. Normally there's rubber feet here, but the customer lost them. So you gotta like get underneath it and peel it up. I just use my fingernails. You can use whatever works. Make sure you're peeling the adhesive and not just the rubber piece. Okay, because the rubber piece, it'll stretch and then it won't sit back right. And I think that's why they lost the rubber feet here. But anyways, we got one screw here, another one here. There's supposed to be one more here, and then there. So there's 4 going along the back where the hinges are. Okay. And then we got 2 down here. Okay, so we'll get these 2. And then this doesn't want to go, so we're gonna, usually it helps to use a suction cup, but you can see it's like hard to do this. So if that doesn't work, then we kind of gotta pull this here, and then we go along the side. I use my fingernail and try and let's see if that'll work. You can see we can pop that out, and this already popped out, and then you kind of just wiggle this, and there we go. Got the bottom cover off. Next we're gonna remove the battery. Okay, so we're still using the JIS 1 screwdriver. Remove this. The customer wanted to replace the battery as well as upgrade the RAM. So that's what we're doing. Okay, if this video helps you out, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, so anyways, let's go ahead and continue getting all of these out. There we go. We're going to get underneath here, and then we're going to pull this up, and the battery comes out just like that. Here you can see the battery model number is LK03XL, so that's the battery you want. We'll set that aside. Here you can see the touchpad, trackpad connector. Actually, let me zoom in here for you guys a little bit. Okay, keyboard backlight connector, keyboard connector. These connectors come out by flipping these latches up, then you can pull these out. But yeah, I'm not going to be taking them out because the customer just needs the battery and the RAM, and I don't want to mess around with other stuff unless necessary. But here you got the SD card slot as well as the headphone jack. Connects here with this, another flip latch. Connects to the motherboard there. Fan here, 2 screws. And you got that connector there. Heatsink. Alright, then you got the USB port and the power button on its own separate board here. Connects underneath here and then plugs to the motherboard there. DC jack charge port connector is right here. It connects, goes underneath the headphone or the hinge. So you have to take that out, those screws out to lift the hinge up. Then you got the LCD LVDS connector here. Okay, there. Then you got the speaker connector there. These kinds of connectors, you grab the wings and you kind of just wiggle it as you pull, and it should eventually pop out, same as the charge port connector. You got this connector going into the screen. I'm not sure what exactly, oh, it says for the camera, so this is the camera cable. Wireless antenna. The antennas, to remove them, you pull up from the tail and then it'll pop out. I don't want to mess around with it because sometimes the solder job is not good, and then the antennas connectors can actually break off from the wireless card and get stuck in the antennas, so I don't want to mess around with that unless needed. It's pretty rare that they break, but there is some risk, so I don't want to mess around with that, and then the customer will wonder why their wireless is broken when all they needed was their RAM. Alright, to remove the RAM, you got to get underneath this metal box. I just get my fingernail under there, and then I pop it up just like this, and we just work our way around. Okay, just like that. And pop it up like that. Alright, there we go. And then we can now flip this over. You can see we have one empty slot there. So We bought an 8 gig stick of RAM. This is a, if you want to see, pop that out. This is 8 gig PC4 2400T. So we got another 2400 megahertz stick of RAM. All right, 8 gigs, so they'll have 16 gigs total. So it came in this little container. We're gonna pop this out. Sometimes these packagings are a little difficult to get out, so I'll try and get my fingernail in there. And oh, there we go. Okay, and then we'll pop this out. There we go. And then we'll pop this out, and here you can see 8 gigs DDR4 PC4. All right, 2400 megahertz right there. So we're gonna put this in. There you go. Once you get that in, click this down. Right, then we're gonna rotate this over. And then we're gonna just line this up. Okay, we'll line this up. Can be a little tricky. You want to make sure you get all the ones back here lined up as well. Okay, looks good. And then just push it down. Get everything all slotted back in. All right, next we got the battery here. So let's zoom out a bit and get all the screws back in. Let's make sure we got the right battery, LK03XL. This one doesn't have the metal plate on it. I don't know why the other one has a metal plate on the back, but this is what the battery looks like. Okay, and you have this LK03XL. Oops. My phone's making noises, sorry about that. Okay. Go, so it looks like that. So I don't know why they cover this here and put the label on the bottom, just to make things more difficult, I guess. Anyways, we'll get this lined up. And then we gotta just line this up and push that down, okay? Make sure it's all lined up. Push it in, make sure everything is in all the way, downwards and upwards, okay? All right, and now we just get all these screws back in. Okay, get that screw in. Very simple. But yeah, other than that, we just got to put the bottom cover back on. This battery does act as the BIOS CMOS RTC real-time clock battery, so keep that in mind. The BIOS will be reset when you turn it back on. It will actually take a while to boot up because of that, so it'll kind of warn you of that. All right. Wait, so we'll get all these screws back in. Go. Make sure the screws are in tight. Good. Everything else looks good. CPU is soldered, just in case you're wondering. There's no replaceable GPU or CPU. And let's go ahead now and get this back in place. Also, there's a hard drive slot here, but you need a little cable adapter to go here, as well as a little rubber mounting feet here. Otherwise, it'll just move all over the place, so keep that in mind. But yeah, let's get this back together. Let me actually get a thumbnail here. I don't think I got a good one, so line this up here. This is the original battery, so I'll just put this on top here. Okay, so it looks like the original battery, and we'll get a thumbnail of that. Okay, let's go ahead and get this back together, and that's pretty much all there is to this. So line everything up from the bottom here, work your way up the sides. I think usually there's stronger clips here, but they probably broke it from the battery expanding. But anyways, or maybe they opened it on their own at one point, I don't know. Anyways, that's pretty much it. We'll just get all these screws back. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade or repair their devices as well. And again, if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Even if all you can send is like a penny. If every one of my viewers did that, that'd be a lot of money. So don't be shy with sending even like a penny. Yeah, anyways. that's pretty much it. We'll get all these last few screws in and power it up, and it should be good to go. All right, last screw. Okay, let's flip it over, power it up, and we should be good. All right, power button. Wake up. Do I need to plug it in first? It's not. I don't see the power button lighting up. Okay, let me get a charger real quick. I'm gonna plug it in and I'll be back. Oops, I guess it turned itself on after all. So it was actually doing some updates. I didn't even plug it in yet. But apparently the power button light on here, or maybe there, I don't know. There's no power button light, but you can see it's on. Power button light's off. So yeah, so it did turn on without me plugging it in, and even with it unplugged, it's still on. So it's just doing some updates. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Again, if it did, like, subscribe, share my channel with others. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.